So while the family tears Kriya, just a simple reminder to silence your cell phones during the services. Thank you.
Now we will start the Hespedim for Ovadia ben Nissim. Like you know, the Torah said, we need to do chesed, we need to do good thing all the time. But the only very, very, very important chesed, what's called chesed imametim, this is the last time we have the opportunity to give a honor to an amazing person that I had the zchut to meet in Lower Briar, and also at that time of, the fight in Israel, I heard that he was also a very important, brave soldier that also fought in all the wars of Israel. So now we will have the honor to have you speaking about him. You want to come first?
I would like to start by saying thank you for all of you making the time to be here with us today. The head says he lived a full, long life. He was 96, very healthy, and brought a beautiful family of 4 kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. The heart the heart says he's no longer he's no longer with us, but left so many memories. Great memories. Yeah. We are sad to part from Abba after so many years. On the other hand, we need to remember to bless and say thank you to God for leaving him with us for so many years when many people lose their parents much younger. We had two parents who are healthy, so God bless, Baruch Hashem. And he didn't suffer. He knew that he wants to finish. He closed his eyes. He said to me, that's it. Didn't want to drink or eat and wanted to go to bed and just go quietly. And that's what we let him do, although we were all very sad to say goodbye. I think what we need to do from now on is actually celebrate his life and all the things that he did through his life. And like mentioned, he was through all the wars. He was very active in the family, in the community, especially in Israel. I guess most of you knew him with his good pita bread. Him and Ron built it to such a nice place that everybody loved to come and eat and enjoy. And it's all good memories. The Shabbat with the great challah that he used to bake for us, along with all his life. To think that this person who did so much for us, for a lot of people, started a family from being an orphan. Him and his brother, the only one. They also had a sister in between them. They don't know what happened to her in these Arab countries. The Arabs did whatever they want. They took whoever they want. And that's kind of very heavy scar that he had on him, and he couldn't talk about it. We never pressed because we knew how much it hurt him. The picture that you see here, this is his. I put it here because I think he would like to have the relation. So, to have the relation of being in this situation simply because she's the one who took care of them. She's the one who raised them when their parents died. They were very young. They were, I think, 5 and 6 or 5 and 8. And she did everything to keep them going, feed them. And although they were so poor, this grandma used to bake things at home and send the boy to the market to sell it. And they would come with the money and she'll buy more food and more things to prepare more purchases that they can, perished things that they can sell in the market. One of the stories that my father told me, not once, he had a knife on his throat. One of the Arabs catch him and just wanted to cut his throat. And I guess a better person on the side said, why are you doing it to this young boy? What did he do to you? And lucky him, he let him go. But it was tough. It was very tough life. And why I'm saying it is from coming from that and trying to come all these terrible situation I believe that he went, coming with this grandma to Israel. However, they went to boarding school and she went somewhere else. I'm not exactly sure where. But the end of this person was that, like the old days when they had the tabun and they made the pita in the tabun, her nylons catching fire and she burned and died. The sad thing is that the boys didn't know about it. They didn't tell them about it. Later on, when they grew, they found out that they no longer even have hair. So now Nava can continue. Sorry to start with that, but just to understand why this is there.
So I'm Nava today. So you've heard some of this, but we put something together here to say some words about Zaba. So excuse me if I repeat myself, but this is easier for me right now to just read off of the paper. We are gathered here today to commemorate and celebrate the love of our beloved father, Ovadia, or my grandfather, Ovadia. He is an entirely self-made man known for his gift, selflessness, extraordinary care for others, and willingness to go out of his way to be of service. He was a man of resilience, tradition, community, and love for Hebrew scriptures. I was normal up until now, and will be remembered as a person who was generous beyond his own means. Despite experiencing great adversities and little guidance throughout his early childhood, Saba built a brighter future against all odds for his wife, children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and the generations to come after them. He faced a difficult upbringing in the city of Aden, Yemen. At the age of 5, he lost both parents to the Black Plague, leaving him and his younger brother Menachem as orphans. From then, the two were raised by his paternal grandmother before fleeing to Israel with Aliyat Hana'ol at the age of 10. Whatever you just said. At the age of 10, this organization rescues orphan Jewish children from challenging environments, including danger and persecution from all over the world. Saba built a life from nothing for himself in Israel, joining the army to the Nachal Brigade in Kibbutz Gavin in the south of Israel at the age of 17. He was later recruited by Chel Tovala, a unit specialized in transporting tanks and munitions to the front lines all over Israel and beyond. It was during this time in the army that he met Carmela, the beautiful, vibrant young woman he would eventually marry in 1953. In courting her, he did whatever he could to make sure she was comfortable and had what she needed. Saba always excelled in everything he did, with magical hands that could fix anything he touched. Baking was one of the things he found love for early in his career. In Shvea, a youth village in Haifa, he began working at the local bakery. Baking started as a part-time job, quickly becoming a hobby, and eventually his profession in Canada until the day he retired. As if fleeing Yemen and adjusting to Israeli society wasn't enough, Saba immigrated to Canada with Safta, Mam, Orna, Nava, and Ran in the 80s. Some of you may know about Pita Plus in Vancouver, which was the Israeli bakery he, Carmela, and Ran opened up coming to Canada. Even following his retirement, after over a decade of operation, our family continued to enjoy his freshly baked challah, as well as his and Carmela's delicious Shabbat meals for many years. These Shabbat dinners were the cornerstone of our family connection and togetherness in Vancouver, and we never left hungry, even once. Ovadia's children, Orna, Drori, Nava, and Ran, were raised in a modest house in Herzliya that embodied love, life lessons, the value of community, and words of the Torah. Saba did everything that he could to make sure that his family had everything that they needed. So that we never missed out on experiences that they may have been financially out of their reach. They never felt, but us too, that we were lacking anything growing up. Saba's nature of providing for those around him never faltered or wavered, and he never waited for a request. He immediately knew when help was needed around him and how to support. I remember he used to stop by our houses after work or even during the day to drop off little parcels of groceries of our favorite foods. He loved to fish as well and would often bring back what he caught that day for the family to enjoy together. Saba was the beginning of our family's lineage of the term Kotsim Batachat. For those of you who don't know what that means, it translates to thorns in your behind and is the Hebrew equivalent to ants in your pants. Saba could not sit still ever, and he has lovingly passed this glorious trait on to the rest of us. Some of us use it as a superpower, and others haven't quite figured out how to make it work. All in all, his kotsim are what kept him moving and finding new opportunities to work on. He was a true doer that would not leave a project undone. Ovadia peacefully passed away, or Saba, peacefully passed away on Wednesday, July 9th, 2025, at the remarkable age of 96. He is a patriarch who lived a healthy, full, and fruitful life. He leaves behind his wife, Carmela, of 73 years, his 4 children, his great-grandchildren, Shira, Ela, Asaf, Danit, Noam, and Ma'ol, and Ma'ol, his great-grandchildren, 6, oh my gosh, I forgot how to read, sorry. His 6 grandchildren, Shira, Ela, Asaf, Danit, Noam, and Ma'ol, it's my own name that threw me off, as well as 5 great-grandchildren. Saba, we love you to the moon and back. We know you're watching over us, and we will always hold you close in our hearts. May your memory be for a blessing. And Noam has some words to say as well.
My Saba went through a lot of tragedy in his early life, and these early life experiences instilled in him a quiet confidence and safety that we all felt the warmth of. He was a man of not too many words, but his actions always spoke louder than his words ever did. I have a unique perspective from the other grandchildren, as I was the only grandchild practically raised by him and my dear Savta Carmela in their first 5 years of my life. One of the few constants that are in my life to this day. As a toddler, their apartment was my safe haven. My Garden of Eden. And we developed an unbreakable bond over those years. Going there, I always knew there would be something tasty to eat in the fridge or simmering on the stove to enjoy, or Saba's unlimited Coca-Cola stash, and most of all, quality time to spend together. When I would be there, it was as if the rest of the world stopped existing. They would sit with me, play with me, and laugh with me until they could not keep their eyes open. They used to take me on little field trips on the Granville accordion bus. To run errands at the supermarket, go to the dollar store to buy toys and candy, or go to the park in the neighborhoods nearby. Speaking of outside, Saba, who was already bald, had managed to convince me as a kid that if I didn't wear a hat outside, the wind would blow my hair away. And over time, as us grandchildren grew older, we gained exclusive access to what we recently coined Ovadia-isms, which are a series of inside jokes and funny plays on Arabic and Hebrew phrases we will never stop laughing about. Saba was very much a second father to me, and I attribute much of the man I am today to him. I will miss you dearly in this world. I cherish our time together forever, and know your soul will always be with mine.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Avinoam is here.
So, Ovadia. I know Ovadia for many, many years. I didn't plan to come after what the kid says and the daughters. I don't have much to say. But Ovadia was a perfectionist when he grew up. When I grew up, he used to take me to his work to show me his warehouse. Before, well, they were very little. He used to take me to the warehouse to see how to organize things. I was maybe, I don't know, 15, 14, something like that. And he wanted everything to be exactly as he can move a box. I don't know, it's all drills and whatever they used to make. A box has to be here and this size has to be here. And the owner of the company used to really keep him like, he's one of the few, small as he was, but it was so big for him that he can keep all this big company, ETM, and such a big, I mean, the company was selling. Israel was very poor those years. If I don't know if Israel at the 60s and 50s were a very poor country. There's nothing there, and that company was already manufacturing and selling items to the outside world at that time, and that was a big thing in those years. And he was the one that has to organize, has to package, has to sell, make sure everything goes and deliver. After he used to drive a semis, a mobilim, that hauls the tanks all over the country and all that stuff. The first driving lesson I got from this guy, honestly, the first driving lesson, I was maybe 13, 11, somewhere in there. I took the first driving lesson inside in the neighborhood between the all gravel roads. There was nothing there, And he gave me the first lesson. He said, just don't do it yourself. I grew up, actually, he taught me a lot of stuff when I was a little boy, He used to take my parents, he was the driver of the family, actually. He used to have that car from the company, and he used to drive him to the uncle and bring him back, and he used to hop us all over the place in any case. So I keep everything short. I know it's a tough day. Ovadia, we'll miss you. You are a great guy. You had a long life, and may we see you in the next world.
Thank you very much. Orna, I want to say the thing you wanted? Okay. You want me to say something or to after? Okay, I will say a small thing about Shlomo HaMelech said, טוב שם משם אין טוב, ויום המוות מיום היוולדו. It means, Shlomo HaMelech, first of all, I heard that Ovadia was using a lot of psukim of his life, right? You told me he taught you a lot of, it's amazing. It's one of the things that I think we need to follow by the Yemenis is like knowing the Torah. It's something amazing. So Shlomo HaMelech said, טוב שם משם אין טוב, ויום המוות מיום היוולדו. Meaning, a name of a person, it's better even than a good oil. So what does that mean? So, when, I don't know how they do in Canada, but in Israel, when there is an accident, chas v'shalom, so the police or the one, they come and put in soil on the oil that went out from the cars, right? Because we don't want motorcycles or anyone to slip there. So even if you have, Shlomo HaMelech said, even if you have a very, very, very good oil, if you cover it by sand, that's it. The oil finishes its job. But a good person, as I had the zchut to meet Ovadia and how I heard today and yesterday, even after we will give him the last kavod and honor, the Shem, the name of him, just go upper and upper and upper. When a person passed away, you will find yourself hearing Bezrat Hashem, the Shiva today or after, you will start to hear things, oh, I didn't know he was also like that, he was also like that. This is what Shlomo HaMelech said. When you bury a person and he was a good person, his good things never buried. We will have now, I will do Kaddish as the Sephardi custom in Israel, and after that at the barrier, like Kaddish and the Tehillim, and after that in the barrier, the family will do Kaddish, and we will follow the Niftar. The Chazal said it's a very, very huge mitzvah, following and saying Pirkei Tehillim till we will give him the last honor. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברי חירותך וימליך מלכותך ויצמח חוקנה ויקרב משיחך וחייכון ומכון לך לדורות ישראל ואגב זמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לה מעלמא יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרום וסביד אדם יתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו תהילה מכל ברכתה אשר בגמתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שם היה חיים ושבע וישועה ונחמה ודבר ורפואה ובלעד ופרח וחצלה לנו כל עמו ישראל ואמרו אמן. עשה שלום במרומיו ובהחלמה שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ואמרו אמן. המרחם על כל בריאותיו הוא יחוס ויחמול וירחם על נפש רוח ונשמה של הנפטר בשם טוב מן העולם עובדיה בן ניסים. רוח אדוני תניחנו בגן עדן והוא וכל בני ישראל השוכבים עמו בכלל הרחמים והסליחות וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. Now who is the people that יושב בסדר עליון בסל שדי תונה נאמר אדוני שמחתי קדושת אלוהי יחפו לא יפתיעך